Hi there, my name is Espen. I run a business called Autofocus and I know a fair bit about time-lapse. So I've had quite a few clients contact me recently, and they're asking me how to do time-lapse for certain projects, and they go straight into quite complex programming on the GoPro, etc. And when in reality, really, they could have used this. So what I thought I would do is to come up with a bit of an explainer on how I categorize time-lapse into 3 different types, and I'm going to go into each of them and explain how I do them for our business. So the first type I'm going to cover is a short project. So the short projects would be anything that runs up to about 2 hours maximum. Now that could be anything like drifting clouds, something arty, travel related, or any sort of fun project that you want to cover that would be too boring to watch in real time. Now, that's fundamentally the job of time-lapse, is to make something boring look interesting, isn't it? So for us, the GoPro that we use for most of our project will run for a maximum of an hour and maybe 20 minutes or an hour and 30 with its built-in time-lapse program. Now, your phone, for example, will run for several hours. And not only that, but it actually puts the video together for you, and it'll be ready to post on something like social media or to send to somebody in a compressed form. So for the shorter projects, we actually recommend just using your telephone. It comes out with by far the best product. It's ready edited and very, very easy for you to push onto social media. The next type of projects we're going to cover are those that are of medium length. Now that would be anything from about 2 hours up to a full day. So that could be anything DIY related, for example. It could be, again, something arty, or demolition, for example, which we quite frequently cover. For this, we would rely on the GoPro, primarily because it is very easy to hook up to a large power bank like this. And we could also start using the labs-based programs. There'll be a link in the description of this video where you can download one of these free programs that'll do a long time lapse for you, and it'll also be instructions there on how to install it. It's a very simple 2-step process. Here we're going to increase the time between shots to maybe a minute or even 2 minutes, and that'll allow the camera to switch off between shots, and we can leave it alone for the duration of this. For example, run it all through the day or all through the night if you're doing like something like a star lapse. The final type of project I want to cover is long duration. Now, anything that is over 2 days up to several years is of long duration in our view. The camera behind me has been recording for well over a month now, but we've had similar installations on construction sites that have been recording for well over 3 years. Now, this obviously requires a fair bit of help with power, which is why we need a power bank on board, which is able to be charged by a solar panel. You also need a program which is run through GoPro Labs, and that schedules the camera to switch off between shots. So we'll run a schedule that's typically 5 or 10 minutes, and that means the camera will take an image and then it'll fall back to sleep for about 5 minutes, and it switch itself off for 5 minutes, switch itself back on, take an image, and then repeat the cycle over and over again. This can be done between, say, 8 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it'll be off for the entirety of the night. This obviously means that you're saving a lot of power running a schedule like this. There's a link below to our Knowlege library, which contains all manners of programs that'll do this. And an added benefit is that it can be programmed to upload the images either every hour or at the end of the day to your GoPro cloud. This particular camera is doing that, and I'll show you right now what that looks like. So here we are back in the office. You can see here I am on the GoPro cloud. It's got today's date on there. You can see how all the images that have been downloaded today have been categorized here in accordance to their shooting time. So that means that they're in order. There's a very, very neat link button on the side here where you can send a direct link to your folder to anyone. That can be either a client or, as in our case, the editor. That means that the editor can go directly into your folder and download these images and create the time-lapse video without you spending any time on that particular project. I hope that you enjoyed this short presentation on time-lapse. There is a link, like I said, in the description that'll give you a free program which you can use to try your camera on long-term time-lapse. This will be a program that actually also allows for upload. So as long as your camera is set up for upload, you can use it and you can automatically have your camera upload the images it takes to your GoPro cloud. I hope you enjoy. See you soon.